Assalamu alaikum dear students. So today our question is 3.4 page number 58 on your book. Let's start to read the question first, and after that we will move towards the solution of that question. So question 3.4 page 58. The Shepherd Company is to submit a bid on the production of 10,000 ceramic salad bowls. It is estimated that the cost of materials will be 7,500. Look at, still we not make the production, just only company make estimation that if we prepare the 10,000 ceramic salad bowls, so our material cost will be 7,500, and direct labor, this is estimated that 10,100. Factory overhead is applied at $5 per direct labor hour in molding department and at 120% of the direct labor cost in the finishing department. It is estimated that 800 direct labor hours will required in the molding department, and that direct labor cost in the finishing department will be $4,300. The company wishes a bid price consisting of a markup of 40% of its total production cost. Required. What are the requirements? So required number 1, estimated cost to produce or total estimated production cost. Number 2, estimated prime cost. Number 3, estimated conversion cost. And number 4, bid price. Look at, question is too much simple. Just only a logic is used in the factory overhead. There are two departments, molding departments and finishing department. Molding department is that department where shape are given to finished goods, and finishing department is that department where final touch are given to finished goods like coloring, polishing, packing, packaging, etc. So in two departments, the finishing and molding departments, when work are complete, so finished goods are completing. Company, they are wishing that to produce 10,000 ceramic salad bowls, yani nashikan salad bowl, they are wanting to make 10,000. Data is given, so through by this data we can now going to solve the question. First one requirement is, what is the first one requirement? First one requirement is estimated cost to produce or total production cost. Estimated cost of production. Estimated cost of the production, that is equals to, through by formula we can solve this question, material cost plus direct labor cost plus factory overhead cost, FOH cost. So simple. So first we will start from the material cost. Okay, how much is the material cost? Look it in the question. It is estimated that the cost of material will be 7,000. So cost of material or material cost, this is expected that. Expectation, why? Because we not make the production yet, we will make the production. So in advance we are making some estimation. So this is estimated that when we produce the 10,000 units, that 10,000 number of finished goods. So on this 10,000 salad bowls, 7,500 material will be used. How much? The 7,500 material will be used. So material cost, yeah, estimated material cost, we can instead of that, if we write estimated material cost, why? Because this material not taken place yet, this will be taken place. So estimated material cost, that is $7,500. With this materials, automatically some direct labor will be required. Why? To transfer these materials to work in process, to machinery. So we will add direct labor cost. Direct labor cost. Okay, how much is direct labor cost? So direct labor cost, that is given that direct labor cost is 10,100. It is estimated that cost of material is 7,500 and direct labor cost is 10,100. So estimated direct labor cost, this is estimated that direct labor cost will be how much? 10,100 will be the direct labor cost. We also add now factory overhead cost. Add factory overhead cost. But look it, if we read the question, so about factory overhead cost, directly the amount is not given, just like the material cost in the direct labor cost amount that is given directly. Material is 7,500 estimated and direct labor is 10,100 estimated. These are given. But factory overhead, that is not given directly. So what we will do now? We need some additional calculation. Clear? So additional calculation or need additional calculation, rough work we need now. Look at, we have two departments. One is molding department, and another one is finishing department. Finishing department. Look at, in molding department, okay, now we have these two departments, molding department and finishing department. Here now, look at, factory overhead is applied at $5 per direct labor hour in molding department. It means that in molding department, if the indirect cost is $5 per hour, how much? $5. So $5 per hour in the molding department. Look at, and 120% of the direct labor cost in the finishing department. How much? 120% in the finishing department. And it is estimated that, we are estimating that 800 direct labor hours will be required in the molding department. How much? 800 hours. 800 hours are required to make 10,000 ceramic salad bowls in the molding department. And direct labor cost in finishing department will be 4,300. How much? 4,300. In the finishing department only the 4,300 direct labor cost are required. So now look at, in the molding department per hour rate are given and number of hours are given. And in the finishing department, cost of the direct labor are given, and similarly the percentage of the cost of the direct labor to factory overhead is also given. So now we can find out the factory overhead separately in the molding department and factory overhead separately in the what's in FOH. We will find the FOH here in molding department FOH, and plus we will find out the factory overhead cost in the finishing department. Clear? FOH of the finishing department, and we will combine these two to find out the total finish factory overhead cost. Now we make the question very easy. Why? In the molding department hours are given, that 8 hours work will taken place, and per hour rate is $5. And in the finishing department Cost is given, that is 4,300. This is estimated that in the finishing department the 4,300 direct labor cost will taken place. And percentage is also given 120%. 120% means that if our direct labor cost is $100, so our factory overhead cost in the finishing department will be $120. 120% means if direct labor cost in finishing department is $100, so our factory overhead cost will be $120. 20% more than the direct labor cost. So now here there is estimated that the direct labor cost is 4,300. So the 4,300, 120% will be our factory overhead. Got the point? So now we are going to calculate the factory overhead cost for molding department and factory overhead cost for the finishing department. So factory overhead cost for molding department. Look it, per hour rate is given, number of hours is also given. So we can finding out the factory overhead cost. Why? Because look at total cost is equals to per hour rate multiplied by number of hours. This is so simple now. So look it, per hour rate is how much? $5 multiplied by how much is the number of hours? 800 hours. सात वदयक सात $5 cost us. Total cost 6 में आया. So if we put this in the formula, so 5 multiplied by 800 is equals to 4,000. 4,000 is our what? That is our factory overhead cost in molding department. FOH cost in molding. How much? That is $4,000. Clear now? Okay. Now we find out the molding department factory overhead cost. Now in the finishing department we need the cost. We need the cost in the finishing department as well as. Locate. I will give the color that you should properly understand. Now this is the molding department cost. Now finishing department cost. Factory overhead in the finishing department. FOH cost in finishing department. Look it, in the finishing department, as they are saying that direct labor cost multiplied by percentage of the to direct labor. Clear? So we can easily find out that 4300 multiplied by 120%. When we put this in the formula, so look it, 120% is equals to 120 divided by 100 multiplied by 4300. So now FOH cost in finishing department is how much? 5160. Why? Look it, 20% is more than direct labor cost. If direct labor is 100, so factory overhead will be 120. Now direct labor is 4300, so our factory overhead cost is 5160. So we find out the separate factory overhead cost in the molding department and factory overhead cost in the finishing department separately. Now we will add this cost here, factory overhead cost. So factory overhead cost, here there are two departments, molding department and finishing department. So the molding department factory overhead cost we will write separately, and the finishing department factory overhead cost we will write separately. So first one, I will write the factory overhead cost of molding department. How much? That is now factory overhead cost in molding department, how much? 4000. Okay. Now the factory overhead cost of finishing department. So the finishing department is 5160. This one, factory overhead of the finishing department, 5160. So we will add these two costs. Clear? We will add these two costs to is 4000 plus 5100. So this is my total factory overhead cost. Look at, so we find out now, if you looked out, this is the material cost, 7500 estimated, and this is the direct labor cost estimated 10100, and we find out the factory overhead cost, which was how much? That was in the two different departments, molding department and finishing department, 4000 and 5160, which we add these two, 4000 plus 5160, which is equal to 9160. So now according to the formula, our estimated production cost, या cost of the production, is direct material cost plus direct labor cost plus factory overhead cost. Now these three costs we know, so estimated cost of production that is equals to, now sum, we will sum it, direct material cost, 7,500 plus direct labor cost 10,100 plus factory overhead cost 9,160. So now our cost of production is how much? 26,760. This is our estimated production cost. It shows that when we want to produce 10,000 ceramic salad bowl, so this is estimated that 26,760, that will be our production cost, our estimated cost of production. This is, you got the point or not? Okay. So this is first part. Second one part of this question I will explain in my upcoming lecture, inshallah. So till then, Allah Hafiz.